Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Babita Daware, and welcome to Navigating Professional Transition Strategies for Immigrant Professionals in the United States. Again, my name is Babita Daware, and I am from semesteradvisor.com. I would like to start by thanking our partner, College Cafe, and also the Knot organization for giving me the opportunity to present on this topic. And as we go along, feel free to put your questions in chat, and we'll have a Q&A section at the end. So I'll start with a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Babita Daware. I'm owner of semesteradvisor.com. And I have about 20 years experience working in higher education in the community college environment. I have a bachelor's in international studies and master's in homeland security. I'm also co-group leader of the local results group and also chapter leader of Together Women Rise. We'll talk a little bit more about these organizations a little bit later in the program. With that, we'll get started again, thanking our partner for today, College Cafe and semesteradvisor.com. If you have any follow-up questions about today's topic, feel free to email me at semesteradvisor@gmail.com. So, for professionals who are new in the United States and trying to navigate their credentials, for example, if you're a medical professional, medical doctor, anesthesiologist, dentist, etc., one of the first steps you would be doing is to get your foreign transcripts evaluated. So it is worthwhile to pause and figure out which route you want to go in evaluating your foreign transcripts. For example, if you are going to enroll in a college course at a college university, some universities and colleges do in-house free transcript evaluation. And if they don't do it in-house, they would refer you to an agency that does the evaluation. And with that being said, there are various packages that these agencies offer depending on what your needs are. So it's very important to pay attention to the type of package you're choosing at a transcript evaluation agency, how detailed it is, and or not so detailed. So pay attention to that. Once you're starting on this endeavor to get your credentials and your transcripts evaluated, another item you should absolutely focus on is working or at least researching what the requirements are for your medical license or degree. I'll use the example since I'm in Texas for Texas. You can go to the state medical board website and it will give you the details of what is required for people with foreign transcripts and foreign credentials to get your medical license to practice in the states and in that specific state, which would be Texas. And also they list out the requirements for continuing education. So as you start on this journey to get your license and credentials evaluated, I would recommend that you designate email inbox specifically for this purpose. This is to reduce any oversight or missing an important email or deadline because it got buried or you missed something in your general inbox or in your personal inbox. So I would say if we can help ourselves technologically, why not? So create a email account that is specific for this purpose and definitely use the calendar feature reminders so that you're on top of what needs to be done. And again, don't have the chances of losing an important email because you missed it. So again, understanding the regulatory requirements by state is to go with your state board medical board website. Furthermore, while you're navigating this process of getting your transcripts evaluated, which can take several weeks, is to network and find a mentor who can help you in the field you're trying to get into. Again, the organization knot is an excellent way to find a mentor or find networking opportunities, whether it's in person or virtual. In addition to that, once you have the transcript evaluation, you can also connect with organizations like mine, a semesteradvisor.com or College Cafe, to help you navigate the college process should you be picking up any additional um, courses to complete your bridge work from your previous um, higher education to hear what the equivalent would be in the US. Networking opportunities and opportunities, one of the things that we find being new in a country is that using references, right? The great thing about communication now with technology, it's easier to use references from another country, but it's even better to have something to show while you're in the States, you have a reference you can use when you're applying for jobs. So, volunteering is an excellent opportunity to network, to build your skills, to use your skills, and also find a reference who would say what it was like working with you. So, I mentioned earlier the organizations I'm involved with, um, results.org. We focus on poverty related policies, both global and domestic. And I would encourage you to find an organization that matches with what you want to do or would be interesting for you to do. Results can be done virtually with monthly meetings, in person, or exclusively virtually. So it's a it's a good opportunity to connect with more people and network. Another would be togetherwomenrise.org is another organization that focuses on international charity organizations. Again, those are the two that I am most familiar with. You can definitely go to charitynavigator.org and find the different organization that suits your interest. So I want to empower you to use this time wisely as you navigate getting your foreign transcripts evaluated, your credential equivalency figured out, because it can be a timely process. So while you're submitting documents, waiting for a response, waiting for an evaluation to be done, you could still engage, network, find a mentor, and volunteer to make good use of the time. Language can be also a barrier in a new country. So, for that sake, again, being from a community college environment, I would say is use this time if you need to brush up your language skills. You can take some English as a second language course. There are some non credit classes offered um, at a local community college, and that way you can improve your language skills. Another great resource is local public libraries also offer ESL or English as a second language course. So I would say use those resources, and while you're waiting for your transcripts to be evaluated, you could work on yourself to make yourself more proficient in the language. So, going back to the state board requirements I mentioned earlier, For your specific state, your requirements would be listed and your continuing education requirements. So, as you're communicating with the college, the state board requirements, if you have any questions, you can email them with this designated inbox and build your skills for cultural competency, how people communicate in this country, what is an acceptable timeline for people to give you a response in your questions and your queries, and your communication skills in general. So, again, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in chat, or you can send an email to semesteradvisor@gmail.com. So, ask questions, because unless you ask questions, you won't know how to, grow or further yourself if you're stuck with something. So, don't let uh, anything hinder your ability to ask questions and move forward, because the more you do it, the easier it would become. Um, so, like I said earlier, your starting point for navigating what your starting point, what are the requirements, would be the state that you live in, and you search online for that state's medical board. So, for example, I'm in Texas, so I would say I would go online, search Texas Medical Board, and then uh, go on their search link, see what the requirements are if you have credentials from a foreign country. Um, Again, I would give yourself time to answer your questions. And while I'm waiting for the questions to come through, again, I want to thank today's partner, College Cafe and semesteradvisor.com. I think I have a question. So I have a question. How does one go about finding out a state board requirement for a profession? So again, go to the state website and look at what the requirements are. And if you need help going over those requirements, if you can have a mentor, a friend, somebody in the community um, who can go over that with you, that would be great. Otherwise, you can find one of us at the College Cafe or at semesteradvisor.com, and would be happy to help you go over that requirement, to help you navigate. The other thing is, you can always send them an email and ask your questions specifically. If going over the information is not so clear on what that requirement is, then go ahead and send them a follow up question. And that's what it's there for. Remember earlier I mentioned that you would want to have a designated inbox or email account so that everything comes in one place and it's hard to miss an important communication. Um, so send an email, write whatever your questions are. And again, these days there's tools online like Grammarly or Freeroos or something to kind of make sure that you don't have errors in the email or um, any corrections that need to be made to make your email sound better. But use those free resources, free tools online to help yourself and send that email. And once you have a response, you know what your action item would be in answering a specific requirement. Um, so start there. Any other questions in chat? So again, I would encourage you to ask questions. We'll go over just to summarize the topics I have talked about today. Um, Start by networking, finding mentors. NOP is a wonderful organization to connect with other professionals. as you embark on this journey. Find your state medical board to look at what the requirements are for your credentials, for your licensing requirements in your field. The other would be to, again, understand what those requirements are. You can also for possible ESL courses to improve your language proficiency. Participate in mentorship, in networking opportunities, virtual or in person, and also volunteer if your time allows it, because I think it is valuable in networking with people, again, improving your language skills, getting to know people. We have another question. What can one do with their credits if their credits fall short of what is required in the US? So, like I said, when you're working with a local college or university, once your evaluation is complete, they would go over what you have already met and what is lacking. So, when you know what that specific requirement is, then you can decide if you need to complete that college level coursework to do that bridge work. So, you might be a few credits short to meet the equivalency of what would be a degree, certain degree in the US. But you could also work to do those coursework to meet that bridge work, to meet that, to satisfy that requirement. That's a great question. So we'll go back to summarizing today's topics. The professional credentials and the requirements, the transcript evaluation process, you should pay attention to which agency you're using to evaluate your foreign transcripts if you're doing it yourself and not a college or university is doing it for you in-house. The other is the package that you're choosing, because the various package would dictate what level of detail they're going to get into. So it's very, very important that you choose the right package, because it could mean um, saving time and money, because if it's the wrong package that was selected in XYZ college or university or credentialing board in your state says this is not the right one, then you would have to spend time and money doing it all over again. So be mindful of that. Um, and ask questions, connect with people, um, find mentors, work on your language proficiency, because when you go to the state medical board licensing, there, if I'm not mistaken, this the Texas one at least has a language proficiency uh, item listed on there. So pay attention to all of that, um, and connect with people in your field. If all else fails, you can always volunteer. Um, so that is all the items that I have for today's topic. So, in my suggestion to find mentors, on how to find mentors, I would say is start with the organization like NOP, because it is exclusively designated to help professionals of your community. Um, Start there, and then also, everyday life that brings you to the doctor's office, or when you're talking to a neighbor, or you know taking your kids to school, or whatever uh, establishment you're frequenting, you can definitely talk to people and ask about you can connect with. The other thing is, colleges and universities, you can send an email to, look up a specific department of your field, and then send an email to that college department and ask your questions and introduce yourself and say, this is what you're looking for. So, being from the college environment, I would definitely suggest that. We have another question. For those who may lack the funds to pay for courses, are there any financial resources I could recommend? So, yes, everybody's situation is different. Like I said, when you're navigating the process, um, if financial um, resources is a reason why you can't get into the equivalent to be a medical doctor, for example. So, over the years, I've witnessed um, on college campus where people who may be a medical doctor in another country get in the medical field and they get into nursing here. So it might not be specifically MD, but it's still in the medical field and they can work in their profession. The other thing is, if somebody was a dentist, they're still working in the dental field, but not a dentist directly. So depending on what your specific situation is, I would say talk to somebody uh, uh, who can help you navigate this. And kind of most of the time, the decision comes easier uh, when we have somebody who is there to listen to us and we can bounce our ideas off of. So have that friend, have that mentor, have um, that resource be somebody that can just hear you out, and it becomes easier on how to navigate this. But nonetheless, to answer your questions, those who may lack the funds to pay, I would say start at a community college level and go from there, because it can be the least expensive route to go. And they can connect you with either scholarships or financial resources that is available to the community through that college. And like I said, I've worked in a community college environment for almost 20 years. So I would say that the services they provide to the community is valuable and meaningful. And so you can start there. Um, Also, if you're a medical doctor, you can explore the option with a public college or university, which is more affordable. And then, um, if you're a medical doctor, some level of nursing, whether it's a nurse practitioner or a nurse, RN, etc. You can explore that option with somebody on the college environment. So, same goes for paying for credential evaluations. Yeah, so like I said, picking the right agency is important in various agencies. Although it may be in the same ballpark of cost wise, a few dollars here and there, but choosing the right one is important. So if you're going through a college or university, they may be doing foreign transcript evaluation in house where you don't have to send it out to an agency. So it depends, and explore that option. And if it's an option for you, then certainly use it. We have another question. Okay, I think I answered that with the evaluation. If um, the college or university is doing it in house, then it won't cost you anything extra, most likely. Last time I checked. So check with that institution. From from what I know, if they do it in-house, it's no extra charge. Wonderful. So that concludes our session for today. I had a really good time talking on this topic. If you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to me at semesteradvisor@gmail.com. I'd like to thank our partners for today, College Cafe and Semester Advisor, and definitely our wonderful organization, NOP, for giving me the opportunity to speak on this. Um, if nothing else, and you still have questions, you can still contact NOP and they'll direct you in the right way. So thank you again. And my name is Babita. I hope you all have a great day and a great week.